Hey y'all. Happy Wednesday. Wait, today's Wednesday? Yo, the days are going by so goddamn fast. All right. Hey y'all. Happy New Year's Eve. Hey. Happy New Year's Eve. Yes, I am enjoying my holidays. How are you? Happy Wednesday. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Scene. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book here. Do not forget, all right? Wisdom Beyond the Wounds was created by me to help elevate and assist the collective in a very positive point of view surrounding your mental space, okay? It's very important, more so very imperative to ensure that moving forward into 2026 that you are fully connected to self. Okay, so Wisdom Beyond Wounds helps you to get the wisdom or the pure wisdom behind the wounds that you may be still nursing, don't know that it's there, many different reasons, of course. Okay, but thank you so much for your immense support. All right, so let's get into this read. Channel message here is grief over their losses or grieving over their losses. Let me rephrase that. They're grieving over their losses, and we're going to dive deep surrounding the psychological aspect of things as to why they're going through this space right now, why they're currently in this space. Okay, so there is a grief that never gets acknowledged, one that does not come from loss of love, but from the loss of illusion. Okay, when the narcissist can no longer distort reality to feel powerful, something far deeper than pride breaks. What ends is not a relationship, it is an identity built entirely on shadows or on their shadows or on another person's shadows. Take it how it resonates. This is the grief no one prepares for you guys to witness, and even fewer recognize while it is happening. So I'm going to give you all of the signs and messages in regards to how they are grieving over the process, that they no longer have control over the narrative or situation here. Okay, so Grief, or this grief from the narcissist points of view here, this grief is not about losing a person. It is about a narcissist losing mechanism. When manipulation stops working, they are not mourning you. They are mourning the disappearance of the role they played in reality. It was false to begin with. This is why they're mourning it. Their false self was not a belief, it was an operating system. Okay? It defined who they were through reactions or other people's reactions. Control, or to them, control felt like identity or a part of their identity. So if they had control over a situation, over a person here, this is how they felt that they can identify with their identity. Confusion felt like intimacy. They thrived off of that. They love to be able to get someone, I'll say like you here, get you guys here in an intimate space here. And it kind of like got off of that, if that makes sense. So confusion felt like intimacy for them. Distortion felt like power, okay? When clarity enters the room, the entire structure collapses all at once. So what makes this ego death unbearable for narcissists is that it happens while they are still fully aware or now conscious in regards to what they have done. There's no ceremony, there's no sympathy, and there's no societal or social language for losing a self that was never real. So the false self does not pass quietly. It panics, it scrambles, it reaches backward in time, trying to reconstruct or re-resurrect versions of you that no longer exist. This is why a narcissist replays old conversations in their mind or in their head, why they reopen wounds that already have healed, why they try to or attempt to provoke reactions that no longer comes. They're not trying to hurt you in these moments. Hear me out. We diving deep, diving from the psychological standpoint of things. They're not trying to hurt you in these moments. They are trying to prove to themselves that they still exist. So mayday, mayday, they're twirling in their mind. They're like a tumbleweed right now in their mind here. And right now, all of their focus is on them at this moment here. So they can't hurt you, and they're realizing that they can't hurt you. So they're trying to put themselves in a position where they are able to get to safety within their mind here to prove to themselves that they still exist. And you're not given that confirmation, you're not given that validation at all, that these individuals do not exist at all. And it's causing an internal, we'll say, warfare or mental breakdown within this person here. This is why this person is going through some form of a grieving space or loss of something that they never had control with to begin with, including you and including themselves. So they lost two things at once. Two things could be true here. They lost the control of self. That's number one. And then they also lost control over the false narrative that they deemed to be true surrounding you. So they're grieving two things at once. The emptiness they feel is not loneliness. It is the absence of feedback. You're not giving them feedback. You're not giving them energy. You're not reacting to them. That is how they perceive feedback. A narcissist's inner world was never self-sustaining. It depended on mirrors, emotional reaction, disruption, and chaos to feel real. When those mirrors stopped reflecting, the silence became very unbearable. Okay? So stillness or not stagnation. Stillness to them feels like annihilation to a narcissist. Hey, y'all. Peace feels like erasure. So it just doesn't exist. That is why chaos appears out of nowhere. Conflict is not driven by anger. It is driven by grounding. Noise reassures them that the false self is still breathing. So there's no noise. There's no false self. You're not yelling at them. You're not screaming at them. You're not giving them any type of noise that they are anticipating or expecting from you. And because you're not, the false self is no longer breathing or is no longer in a space where it can thrive, or not even thrive, survive. You've let go of that anchor or that connection for them to survive off of you. They were nothing but a parasite or a leech towards you. That's all they were. What no one talks about is that clarity does not just expose lies, it removes the holding the narcissist's egos together. Okay? Once distortion fails, there's no middle ground. They must either integrate to a real self, which is very hard for them to do, or they're going to disassemble entirely or dismantle themselves entirely or destroy themselves entirely. Whatever choice they decide to make, 9 times out of 10 is going to take something very, very hurtful or harmful for this narcissistic person to finally get it or understand that they can't do certain things. And that's up to karma. However, karma going to spin the block. Okay, because everybody's karma, specifically speaking speaking towards or for the narcissistic individuals here, they don't know how their karma is going to come. It can come in many different ways, shape, or form. Sometimes it can skip a generation. It depends. It depends on the severity as to what law they broken, what they have done, who they have done it to. It's a lot of different stipulations surrounding the karma. But anywho, the karma is going to be very, very harmful or very, we'll say, destructive that they cannot repair. So many choose to destruct or self-destruct. Not because they're evil, but because becoming real would require accountability. They don't want to. They don't know how to. And even if they knew how to, they just don't want to. Okay, they don't have to do if they don't want to. Okay, that's cool. So now they're in a place of where they're self-destructing. That's fine too. Becoming real will require accountability, grief, humility, and the admission that the power they felt was borrowed, not innate. It was always borrowed energy from other people. It didn't come innately from them, if that makes sense. They don't have the energy. They don't have the power, if that makes sense. So this is the grief that no one names. People see grief on a surface level of things, and I'm specifically speaking about the breakdown or the self-sabotage or the grieving surrounding a narcissistic individual that came up against you. This is who I'm specifically speaking about. The mourning of an identity that only existed in the shadows. And the reason it looks so ugly, desperate, and repetitive is simple. Shadows cannot survive in the light. They do not fade gracefully. They collapse. They kept poking and prodding at you, knowing fully well that you are in the light. Take that how that resonates. It could be you actively physically walking in the light. It could be a spiritual term or spiritual meaning that you are of the light. It could be the connection to the source, the higher power, divine power, whatever energy that you connect to. It could be spun in many different ways. They realized and they were fully aware that you were in the light of something in a very positive way. And they still try to think or feel that their darkness or their shadows were big enough to enmask your light and completely swallow you whole. This is what they presumed. This is what they assumed. This is what they thought could happen or was going to happen. And it did not. Again, just because someone wants something to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. Two ways. It's going to happen the way that they anticipate, or it's going to happen just because they said it's going to happen. No, that's how things work. Okay, take that how that resonates. So here's an example. A narcissist experiences ego death the moment their manipulation stops producing emotional reactions. No arguments, no tears, no confusion, not even fear. Because when you realize why they're doing all this, it's like, okay, you want me to be afraid of you? It's just that just does not sit right with me. It never will, for many reasons. A narcissist wants to come off as if they're powerful, but the power that they think they have is borrowed from other people. Well, let me go and gossip about the collective with someone else. Okay, now they're taking a bit of their energy and their power to feel powerful because they're getting a reaction out of them. Okay, I saw that work. All right, cool. Let me add more people into this equation. Let me keep constantly gossiping about the collective here so I can make it seem like that I am much bigger and powerful than them. That's weak BS. It's weak sauce is what it is. There's no strength in that. There's no, thank you. There's no strength in that whatsoever. And you're able finally to see that. Not only you, they're realizing that you see. Thank you, boo. Thank you, Sonya. They're realizing that they never had any strength to begin with, literally. Why? They gave theirs away to frivolous things, frivolous activities, gossip. Do you know how draining gossip is? We've all been there some way, somehow, when you have been around other people that just love to gossip about others. For you, that could be very draining because it's like, why you keep talking about the same thing over and over? Why you talking about this person? Are you going to have a conversation? No, I don't want to have a conversation with them. And when you even bring that up to try to close in the gap, hey, Daniel, you're trying to close in that gap and kind of like urge or push them to go talk to the person surrounding who they're talking about, they can't do it. So if they can't talk to you to your face about what the issue is, then what's the whole point of gossiping? To get you indirectly, or to indirectly get you to fight with them? For what reason? That is going to make you look crazy. It's going to make you look like the odd and weird one. Just to solidify or to confirm or validate their, we'll say, their weirdness, their mental instabilities. The silence from you is what destroys them. They reach out with a comment that feels random, a memory that feels misplaced, trying to provoke you that feels very unnecessary. To you, it looks petty or obsessive. To them, it is a survival reflex. They cannot survive off of your silence. So you're not going to say anything? No. You ain't going to talk back to me? No. You're not going to argue with me? No. You're not going to fight tooth and nail? I can't get the last word with you? No, no, and no. For what? Why are you wasting time on ragamuffins? Why? This is what I be talking about. Their reaction, or sorry, that's reaction used to confirm their importance. So let me repeat it. To you, it looks petty or obsessive. To them, it is a survival reflex. That reaction that they're trying to get you to use is to confirm their importance. They're not important, so don't react. That's the bottom line. Ask yourself, the person that keep coming towards you and trying to get some kind of something out of you, are they important? And be honest with self. Hell no, they're not important. Are they adding things into your life? Are they adding positivity in your day-to-day? If the answer is no, don't give it any energy. Let it go. Be silent. Let them fight by themselves. Again, let them become that tumbleweed in the wind. They're going to tumble somewhere, child, just not around you. It's like shoes in a it's like shoes in the dryer. You hear the bong, bong. You hear the banging, right? That's what they sound like. They sound like two pair of sneakers or shoes that are trying to dry in the dryer, and you just keep hearing all the tumbling and the boom and the bang. You hear everything that they're doing and just become silent. So when it no longer works, they feel an internal collapse, like they're fading out of existence while still awake. That's a scary thing to be in. That is a very scary space for a person to be in. Because yet again, when it no longer works, they feel an internal collapse. First is a gasp. First is a reality has sunk in. Oh my God, did that really happen? Yep, it happened. So now internally they're falling apart because they're scared. They're grieving. They don't know what's what. They don't know how you're going to retaliate. They don't know what you're going to do towards them. They don't know anything because they were never prepared for that. And then you're silent on top of that. You trying to make them go crazy? You don't have to make them do anything. They're doing it on their own. Remember, it was always a one-sided beef. If it was both parties, meaning you and them, in the actual beef, well, then it would have connected to where you would start to kind of like lose yourself or whatever, however here. It's not affecting you in a way that they anticipated. So what makes this moment unbearable is that the narcissist cannot grieve publicly. This is why they go run and hide. This is why they tuck their nasty tail between their legs. So you can't see what's happening, but we still can. We still can, or at least I can. They cannot say, or they cannot verbatim or say verbatim, I don't know who I am without controlling you. They can't come out and say that, but their actions prove otherwise. Instead, they create conflict, rewrite history, or accuse you of changing. Not to win, but to resurrect a version of reality where their false self still hold weight or had weight. When you remain grounded and unresponsive, it finalizes the death. The grief sets in, not for you, but for the identity that they only live through distortion. And they are exactly where they need to be right now, in a distorted space of whatever thing that they're in right now. They place themselves there. Yes, with the spider. They placed themselves there. They did. They did. With their ignorance. Isn't ignorance bliss? I mean, not for me. For others, it can be. Others love ignorance. And hey, that's okay. Learning to say and learning to understand and learning to comprehend, that's okay. That's okay. As long as it's not hurting you or stopping you or making you stagnant into doing what you need to do, that's okay. And for me here, I'm very okay with a narcissistic fool, a plumb fool, to be stuck in their own space, their own head, their own whatever. I'm okay with that. Because remember, their intentions placed them here. Their thoughts were their intentions, or their thoughts, they intended for their thoughts to manifest. They set long or they set short and they thought about it and they told themselves that this was the right thing to do. Okay, no problem. And they followed upon the thing that they thought was the right thing to do. Okay, no problem. Now they're here. Now they're trying to get out of the intentions, or they're trying to get out of their mind from the intentions that they manifested, that they materialized. Okay. 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 Now it's blowing up in their face. Okay. 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 They're the one that brought the dynamite. Okay. They're the one that excavated we'll say the site. I'm going to break it down. They did. They just knew up and down. They swore up and down that they were going to put you in this landmine or this space of something, of confusion. They just thought, they knew, they intended it. Okay, no problem. They kept creating and digging and creating and digging and creating and digging. They kept doing as much as they could to ensure that at the end of it all, it was going to create some big poof that you would not be able to escape. But it was their own doing, their own dwelling of how they perceive themselves and how they perceive you here is the reason why they got blown up by their own work, words, whatever, whole, however it resonates. They thought they had an exit plan, and the exit plan that they thought that was going to be very beneficial or successful for them was their mind. They thought if they cause harm to you or put you in harm's way, they can just escape what they have done to you from their mind. No one can escape their mind. Your mind is a part of you. I'll even spit it in this way. They attempted to escape their mind with paraphernalia, inebriation of things, pills, whatever. However, that's going to put them in that illusioned Piscean energy. Because Pisces rule the 12th house. The 12th house rules the subconscious mind. So they didn't think this all the way through like they keep saying that they have. They have not, clearly. We're going to look at this as the mind. The mind is made up of many different types of synapses and neurons and all those beautiful things that make the mind beautiful, right? We're going to look at this as the mind. Look at the spider web. I'm pretty sure we all watched some form of an educational something surrounding the mind, how the mind works, and a neuron this and a synapse that and this and that. And if you look closely, it kind of resembles we'll say the anatomy of an actual mind, if that makes sense. They created or they generated a form of a dwelling here that they can't even escape. They're creating a web of lies that they cannot get out of, that they entangled themselves in. Make it make sense. So, them not realizing that they have entangled themselves in their own mind here. Now they thinking the coast is clear. This is what they're assuming, that the coast is clear, that, okay, I did this towards the collective. Let me get out of my head. Let me get out of my mind here. No. So they hit that button, the button that was supposed to blow you up in smithereens, if that makes sense. And that's more figuratively, metaphorically speaking. Okay. But they thought they were going to destroy your world. They thought they were going to destroy your reality or destroy your point of view or your vision of things, how you see them. This is what they thought or assumed. And a lot of people can assume whatever the hell they want. Let them assume, clearly. And it blew up right in front of their face because they got stuck. They didn't know how to get out of it. Somebody's eating leftover Pizza Hut or Domino's. Now we have the wings here. And we all know what happens. Hear me out. We all have walked through some form of a spider web before. We all have. Sometimes we're not even aware that we're walking through a spider web. And the first thing that we do when we walk into that spider web, we embrace ourselves, or we do whatever we got to do to kind of like break away the web so that way it's not like touching you or connecting to you here. The same web that they thought they had you entangled with is the same web that has disintegrated in front of everyone to see. So there's no more web. There's no more web of lies that they can utilize to stick people to or connect people to or attach people to. You guys are not connected to this person's lies. You are not attached to their mind frame or their mindset surrounding the lies that they keep trying to project onto you and to others. It doesn't work. So what did you do? You destroyed it, as you should. It was taking up too much space. It's like a beehive or a wasp nest. And one day you see a small little wasp nest and you probably forgot about it or whatever. You just kind of go. And then within the next coming weeks or so, you kind of like backtrack. You be like, God damn, look how big it turned out to be. That kind of way. And because they have nowhere to land, or they did land somewhere. Where do you think they land? They land in the pile of truth. They landed in the eruption of truth is where they land. They couldn't stay here. They can't connect here because if a spider doesn't have a web to maneuver or to walk around or crawl around or whatever. They're not able to be mobile. Well, they're going to need something else to kind of help sustain their fall or protect them from their fall. And the only thing, I wouldn't even say protect, but if you catch my drift here, because they no longer can live in the web of lies, now they're being placed in the, we'll say, the excavation of the truth or the meltdown of the truth. That's where they fell. Without the spider web, the spider can't move. A lie will keep you stuck. The truth won't. Yes, the truth lava was too hot. When you see lava, that's the truth of it. Oh, that shit hot. They even tell you to stay away from it as it's coming out the volcano. They tell you that all the time. Sometimes you may have to evacuate if you live near a volcano. The lies that they used was inside their mind, and they did everything possible to ensure that it stick. But when you broke through that web and they had nowhere else to go but to land in the lava of truth, they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the temperature. They couldn't handle the heat of the truth that they kept tampering with. If they tell you not to touch the stove because the stove is hot, are you going to touch the stove or are you going to listen to what that person said? Two things can go. You could be two different options. Okay, maybe they say, hey, don't touch that stove, it's hot. And you're like, man, that stove ain't hot. Okay, and you go and you touch the stove. Oh, it's hot. Okay, did you learn your lesson after they told you not to touch the stove? Or the other option is, hey, don't touch that stove. And you initially listen, intuitively, instinctively listen, hey, that person's giving me a warning. You know what? Let me don't touch that stove. And when you don't touch that stove, everything is good. Well, when it comes to history here, it was too much history surrounding the elaborate web of lies that they wanted you encapsulated in. It's too much. Imagine someone producing so much lies that they can't handle it. Imagine someone creating so much fabricated lies that they can't even stomach their own lies. Make that make sense? They can't stomach their own lies. But want you to be afraid of them. Do you see where I'm going with this? Let's break this down. Let's break down the word fear. Give me 1 second. Let's break this MF down today. The etymology of the word fear: calamity, sudden danger, peril, a sudden attack. They've always wanted you to be in a constant, consistent space or phase of being in fear. But if we're able to break this down, exactly what should you be afraid of or be in fear of? Let's break this down. They want you, every time you heard their name, every time you saw them coming, they wanted you to be in a space of feeling like sudden danger is about to happen or a sudden attack is going to happen, but more so from the mental space. See, they didn't want to be around, or they felt like they didn't need to be around you in order to still have control over your mind. That's where the web of lies come in. And when you were able to see the elaborate web, anyone can destroy a web. If that makes sense, it's not the strongest. It's not the sturdiest, or at least to us as humans, it's not that strong that most people may claim for it to be, because you can just walk right through it. But for the spider and maybe the insects that they attract, or whatever food that they attract, it may be hard for that insect or that whatever food they're trying to attract to get out of it. If that makes sense. They weren't prepared for this type of war, is what I'm saying when it came to you. They used the least, we'll say the least thing that they thought could have held it together, which was a web. You can see a spider web and you can literally punch through it. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just using it as an example. But a spider web ain't really holding anything, if that makes sense. That's how fragile, we'll say, their protection, or how fragile their web of lies were. It wasn't strong. They needed, again, for you to confirm emotionally with a reaction that it was. It's not. Go touch a spider web without touching a spider web, if that makes sense. Or I'll put it this way. Go back in time and recollect surrounding a spider web that you may have walked through and not even aware that you walked through, and you broke the whole thing apart. They were never strong to begin with, is what I'm saying. Again, the etymology of the word fear, state of being afraid, uneasiness caused by possible danger. So if we're able to break this down here, they wanted you to be afraid or uneasy by their web of lies. That's what they wanted. So you want to have to do what you need to do with that information that I just gave to you. Their web of lies is not strong. Their web of lies is not sturdy. It doesn't hold anything. More so for you. What does it hold for you? For other people, yeah, maybe. For other insects or bugs, yeah, maybe. But for you, nah, that ain't working at all. Even in volcanoes, I'm sure there's spider webs being made and created in there. But as soon as that volcano erupts, nothing inside that volcano is standing a chance. Nothing. I don't care what's inside. Nothing can stand a chance against a volcano, which is the truth, or the lava of truth. And once that lava starts to erupt, now you're seeing the truth all over. And the truth burns. Oh, yes, it do. From this particular standpoint of things, absolutely. The truth burns, and they can't handle that burn. Oh, well, they should have never awakened the volcano. They should have never touched anything for this volcano, we'll say volcano activity, to erupt, meaning the truth. Now they're sick. Oh, well, okay, cool. Life goes on. I'm so for real with you. Life goes on. They ain't doing well. Okay. That's all you got to say? What else do you want the collective to say? Okay. Life goes on. They can't handle it. Okay. They should have made something more sturdier than a web of lies. That's what they should have done. But no. They don't want to leave well alone. Oh, well, I don't know what y'all, I don't know what they want us to tell them. Someone's name is Stacy Paxton, Paxton or Paxon. I'm also here in Sacramento. Wall. Hey, y'all. Now they're trying to find some form of solace or some form of protection to protect themselves as they healed. They cannot heal a broken web. You cannot. At any point in time in your life, once that spider web is broken, that spider cannot go and reconstruct that particular web. They have to create a whole new one, is what I'm saying. They can't. They're trying to salvage the first or the initial web of lies that they tried to create or construct for you. And you plowed past it. You broke it. So now their health is compromised because their health or their mindset was depending on the web of lies. That was what was protecting them. Their web of lies. Do you think spiders stay in the same space all the time? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they go and do what they need to do. They come, they you know, they do what they need to do and then they move on. This is what you are seeing. This is what you are seeing. This is what they see that you know, or this is what they see that you are aware as to what is going on with them. That sounds like a personal problem. If they did not want us to watch them, they should have left you alone. Why is that so hard to comprehend? Karmic. Now I'm specifically speaking towards the karmic. Hi, karmic. I'm speaking to you, Heifer. Why didn't you just leave well alone? That's my question to you, karmic. Why couldn't you leave well alone? They don't do well with well. Anything that they do has never been well or performed well. They don't know anything about being well, clearly. They hate the fact that you show up or you are consistent with the wellness of self. They can't stand that about you. So yet again, here comes their little soft web of lies. I'm going to make the collective scared of me. Okay, whatever. And you proved them wrong when you plowed through the weak web of lies. So I'm going to go find somebody safe to play with, or go play with somebody else, not you. You're not here to play people's games. You're not. That's the tea that spill it. Yeah, that's the big tea that spill it. And they can't handle the bitterness of this tea. They made it, but they can't drink it. They made the bitter tea. They created the bitterness of the tea, and they can't drink their own bitterness of tea. My God. But you have to drink it. Pull out them Zords now, okay? You the Power Ranger. Take that how that resonates. Yeah, you protecting Angel Grove. If y'all remember Power Rangers, I like Power Rangers, so that's why I'm saying Power Rangers, okay? Yeah. And you got the putties. You got the putties coming out. And the evil creations that was made by Rita and Lord Zord. Lord Zed. And you say, go, Power Rangers. You calling out your Zords. Because them peppers need to be tamed. Even the putties at one point in time, the Power Rangers didn't know how to, we'll say, beat the putties. And something happened in the quick of a split thinking or thought. They realized that they had to hit the Z or hit them right in their chest in order for them to kind of like break apart here. And that's what you did. You plowed through the web of lies. That's what you did. Now they want to try to act like Crash Bandicoot and come at you hard. Rah, rah, rah. Come on, man. It's like Neocortex from Crash Bandicoot. Neocortex was nothing but brains and head. That's all he was. So that's how they made him in the game. And he was like a mad scientist that thought that he can control Crash Bandicoot, and he couldn't. Why? Because Crash Bandicoot was in his element, if that makes sense. A lot of the gameplay surrounding Crash Bandicoot, from my point of view here, they tried to put him in other different parts of scenarios where he would not be able to prosper or succeed. You got the boxes, you got the enemies, you had the ice levels, water levels, anything that they could do. But Crash Bandicoot always was able to adapt and still beat Neo Cortex. Yeah, I like video games. I do. When I have my downtime. You know? It's gonna be some flowers bringing and what? What's that saying? A lot of people gonna be carrying flowers for these individuals. Their final resting place, they're finally in, or is finally starting to set in. The final resting place that they're currently in is in their mind. They have to sit with self. You can. They cannot. Slow singing, flowers bringing. Thank you. You're not here. Your mind is not made up in this way. Can't nobody just come and just pia and yeah and crush your mind or break up your mind or destroy your web of mind. No. Your mind is made up of something completely, entirely different. Clearly, you're the one that's still here standing. They're not. I need to put my web of lies back together. They can try. Try it, Heifer. Try it, Carmi. We'll wait. I'll wait. Let me take a little swig. I'll wait. I want to see. No, for real. I want to see. And I know they can't do it. Every other person after you, they weren't successful. No one has the energy like you do. They can't recreate you in another person. They cannot. They try, but they can't do it. Someone's from Shelby, 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 or someone's name could be Shelby. I'm just hearing I'm from Shelby, so I don't know if that's a city, a county, a municipality, something like that. But I'm heard I'm from Shelby, so take that how that resonates. Or someone's name could be Shelby, or Sheldon. Las Cruces, Las Cruces. I think that's New Mexico. Someone's name is Titan, Titan, Titan. We have power. The power of destruction that they brought upon themselves. Yeah. They destabilized themselves with the from the powers of others. Okay. So now that there isn't anything in this mind, here is nothing but a big space. There's no web. There's nothing to connect as to what took place, what transpired. So they don't have the power to reconnect or to regenerate anything. But it's your fault. Mushroom is upright. It's just spreading. That's normally what happens when a spider web is broken. The little parts, the little bits and pieces of the web, if you're able to see closely, it starts to fly away in the wind. So all of the fragmented parts, all of the puzzle pieces that actually made that web whole is now being floated all amongst them or others. And people are seeing that they're not as strong or strong-minded that they thought or assumed that they were. A weak person coming up against a strong-minded person. Ask yourself this question. Put this information in your back pocket. Yes, put this information in your back pocket or your Rolodex. A weak-minded person coming up against a very strong-minded individual. Ask yourself why. Don't ask them. We don't give a damn about them. Ask yourself why. Why is this happening? What do they see within me that I have not quite seen within myself yet? That's a vulnerability question. Don't answer that on here. Ask that for yourself. Write it down. And then look at the situation again. Because they're going to tell you. They're going to give you fragmented pieces of how they truly feel about you. They're going to tell you, either through words or through actions. But they're going to tell you. Somebody's making hot cocoa. I just said it. Look, the moon. Things being seen in the way it needs to be seen. Could be a mother figure. Could be a Cancer sign. Family dynamic. However it resonates. Could be a Leo. So far we have Moon and we have Leo. Or Cancer and Leo. However it resonates. They're trying to be aligned with the energy of a spider web. They're trying to be aligned with the energy of a spider web. Okay. Whatever. Hey, I'm good. How you doing? Happy New Year. Make it make sense. Let me repeat that. They're trying to be aligned with the energy of a spider web. We got fantasy in reverse. And I'm not talking about earth, wind, and fire. Baby. Trying to be a lion. With spiderweb energy. It's so bad their own intellect won't follow them. Their own intellect is trying to do something different. They refuse to follow self. Anything that remotely reminds them of self, they refuse to do it. Why? The illusion of lies, boo. That's why. They even know it's wrong. That's why they can't sit in it. Going back to my true statement, they know what they're doing. That's a guilty conscience, basically. That's what this is. It's nothing but a guilty conscience. And they prove it to us time after time after time again that they're not the smartest grapes in the bunch. They're not. They're not the smartest apples. They ain't the smartest lemons, watermelons, cherries, peaches, nectarines. They ain't the smartest. So why should you be afraid of someone that is not the smartest? From this point of view specifically. Why? For what reason? They can't even get their shit together with themselves. They're fighting you a fantasy. Literally with a web of lies. That's what they're fighting you with. Y'all, please. Tell them we'll find something else to play with, y'all. Not you. You ain't got time for this riff-raff-free. Bully. Anything is. To be honest, you the bully. Yeah. Yeah, your silence is very bullyish. Or it can come off as very bullyish. Who cares? They knowing that they can't play with you. That's the most important thing from all of this. That they can't play with you. Oh, well. trying to be sneaky, but they stressed out. They trying to be sneaky, but they stressed out. Why are they stressed out? Because they can't come at you with this weak ass mindset. This is a mindset. Their mindset of lies. That's all it's made up of. Lies. Lies are very weak. Yes, they are. That's why it takes clusters or a group of people to come together to make the lies stronger. Job, please. They're all gonna laugh at you. Ain't that what they say on Carrie? They're all gonna laugh at you. Oh man. Oh, secret lovers ain't help. It ain't doing nothing. You're like, okay, you got a secret lover. Who freaking cares? You ain't mad about that? No. And if you are, get into a space where you don't be. You shouldn't be upset what another person do with their body. If that makes sense, you have the power to stop what you're doing with that person. You can't control them, but you can control yourself, if that makes sense. And if they decide to step out on you and try to have a secret lover, first off, the lover don't have to be a secret because they can be with them. They can do whatever they want to do, just not around you. It's that simple. They don't have control over you. They don't have control over your body. They have no control over you whatsoever. So if they want to go out and step out, let them. Let them. Shit. So secret lover ain't doing nothing. It's not a secret, but you know, shit. They stressed out by that because you ain't upset about that. Why would you be upset with another person do with their nether parts or their Netherlands? Why? They're the one that's putting themselves in a more compromising position by sleeping with other people. You're not, if that makes sense. Anywho, we got Gemini. You could have been married or they were married, however it resonates. You were married or they were, however it resonates. But we have Gemini here. Gemini represents lovers too. A cheater is mad because you're not stressed out by them. That'd be the most silliest thing to do on your part. A cheater of life, a cheater of lies, a cheater of self. This is all they do is cheat themselves. Is mad at you because you ain't stressed out by their cheating ways. Why? How does that benefit you? And ask yourself that question. Okay, the karmic is cheating on me. Let me ask myself, how does their cheating benefit me? Ask yourself the correct questions. You'll get your answer. Does it benefit you? In this case, yeah, it do. Because now you see for what it is, you can move forward or attempt to move forward if you choose to. So yeah, there are benefits to people cheating. Oh, I don't gotta be around this no more? All right, cool, say less. I don't have to entertain this anymore? Okay, say less. I can live life on my own terms? Shit, say less. They don't even have to know that's what you're feeling too. They don't have to know anything. That's the part that bothers them. Your silence. They think you're sneaky with silence. They can say whatever they want. Who cares? Who freaking cares? You worried about a person who don't even have their mind right? A paper, someone that has a mind of a piece of paper. Not even a paper clip can hold down the way they think. Come on, man. For real? Someone whose mind is completely broken in complete destruction, utter destruction. Afraid of this? Oh, please. They the one that burnt out, not you. Child, please. Weak-minded, weak-spirited, even weak-bodied. Their flesh is weak. Their flesh is weak. They're going out there sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, Mary, Jane, Sue, and Amy. They sleep with anything that they can. Okay. Their flesh is weak. Their mind is weak because they can't even see or think for themselves that what they're doing is wrong. They understand, they just don't want to understand, if that makes sense. And then the soul is also deprived, because all they're doing is when they're sleeping with other people, people are literally chipping away at their sexual energy. You aren't losing anything, to be honest. I'm being so for real with you. You're not losing anything. Throw it away. Toss it away. Trash. Rubbish. Throw it away. Garbage. Throw it away. As I mentioned before, they cheat on you to get a reaction, but they're using themselves, or they're putting themselves on the line. They're putting themselves on the line to prove to you that they still have some form of something over you. No, I don't care who cheats on who. I don't give a damn. Cheat. You don't even have to hide it. Tell me, okay, you cheating? Okay, let me make my exit plan. Why would I be upset when somebody do with their other part? Child, please. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to cheat on you, and you better be mad that I cheat on you. That's literally how they sound when they do it. For real. That's literally how they sound. Jealous is in reverse, because there's not a jealous bone in your body. You don't give a damn. And that's the shocking message. You don't care. So this is why they're stuck. Not you, them. Ay, ay, ay. Like alpha 9 or alpha. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, man. So, of course, it'll be a low vibrational fake emperor. Take it how it resonates. It could be a brother, an uncle, a friend, of ex-friend, a best friend, father, foster father, stepfather, grandfather, co-worker, whoever, however it resonates, okay? Cold-hearted is in reverse, who thought that they could be cold-hearted towards you. And even if they did want us to be cold-hearted against you, get into a space where you don't give a damn. Okay, you being mean to me? Who cares? You're mad because you can't get your way with the collective? Who cares? You don't care? No. Clearly, they're the one that's doing all this, which is why. Because they care. They care. You don't. Getting a reaction out of you is a form of feeling like they care. I just know the collective care about me. You feel wrong and you heard wrong, karmic. The collective don't give a damn about you for the ones that resonate. You got frenemy and revival in reverse. Oh, sorry, rival. But revival came up, so I'll see what that means. Frenemy and rival. A frenemy that's in rival competition with you. It's in reverse. Rival is in reverse. So not only did they make themselves a frenemy towards you here, which you don't give a damn, there's no rivalry anyways. It's one-sided. It's one-sided. Could be a Libra, could be a Pisces. However it resonates. You could be the Libra Pisces. They could be the Libra Pisces. However it resonates, child. Somebody's making fried rice from scratch. What y'all making tonight for New Year's? Black eyed peas? Toxic family. Ooh, fried fish sound good. Ooh, steak, rice, and tamales. Yes. Toxic family. Or you may have, so a Libra Pisces could be a part of a toxic family, could have worked with a toxic family. That's a couple of ways. You may have considered them to be family, however it resonates. Or you could be the Libra or Pisces that are experiencing this with the toxic family. That fried fish sound good. I ain't gonna lie, man. Woo! So now they freaking out because of your boundaries. Anyone that goes against your boundaries after you set it up, they are a plumb fool. Because they're heading into dangerous waters that they would never be able to survive at all. People just keep seeing the surface level of your boundaries and thinking, oh, that's all they got. Okay. Keep judging people by how they look. Keep doing it. You're going to be very surprised. This is why I highly advise anyone, don't do that. Don't do it. Leave people alone. Now they concerned. Concerned about what? You could be a master number of 33. Your life path number could be 33 or 6. However it resonates. A mature man is concerned. This could have been an old man that traveled the world. Could have been. The reason why I say that, because the globe is here. Or they could be from a different country. Just take it how it resonates. Or their upbringing may have been a different country, or they have developed other traditions surrounding maybe another place they grew up or lived with or from, with the globe. There's something important about the globe. So they even traveled, or they may have read or liked to read, or this can all be a facade here. But there's something a lot to do with traveling with the globe. They're not as intelligent that they may claim to be. And just something about it just not right. Looks can be deceiving. Y'all remember the movie Casper? And I think they were trying to get Casper back to the Lazarus to turn back into a real life boy. But I believe there was a certain part of the home where there were books. And if he were to touch the books, they were together, and he can like pull on it to open up a secret compartment or something like that. Like, this is how this looks here. Like, these books don't look real. They're giving off that this person may tend to read, or they follow up on things, but they really don't. Something's not real. And the reason why it's not real, because they have a concern for it. Yeah, it could be a OTR, truck driver, something about traveling. It could be military as well. Traveling, something with the globe. So whatever type of job requires a person to travel a lot. And they're very concerned. Yep, because they are a thief. Adjudication is here. Yeah. So while they're traveling, it could be a physical travel, or it could be the travel of the mind as well, too. Something that they thought was going to work out did not work out here. And they're being shown or seen as the thief with adjudication. Yeah, courthouse. Yep. However it resonates. OTR is like on the truck, Lord, over the truck driver. So how's OTR again? When they drive all over like the country to like deliver goods and stuff. Yes, over the road. Thank you. Yes. They travel all over the country to deliver goods and stuff. But we have coffin here. It's the end. Changes. I can't take these changes. Well, then why implement it? Why create it? created the changes that they weren't prepared for. That's what the truth is. They're not ready for something that they keep messing with. Then why mess with it? The truth. You. They thought you would never speak up. They thought that you would never do or say anything. Okay, whatever. Now they scared by the immense changes that they keep pushing upon? Come on. Shoot, who knows? Maybe they were deep down inside. They were very tired that they wanted something to change. That's another way of looking at it. They couldn't handle the pressure of knowing what they have done. And maybe this was created in a way so that way they can finally get caught. Who knows? When it comes to these narcissistic fools. Abington. Take that how that resonates. They were unprepared for you. They thought they groomed you to a certain something. They thought they prepared you. They didn't even prepare themselves, man. What they prepare? What? They can, man, get out of here with this BS, child. They were unprepared for you, boo. Red flag. If they can't beat you, why do they need a group of people to beat you? And even so, they got those group of people to come up against you, they still can't beat you. So what we doing here? Karmic, what are we doing here? Lack of accountability. The emptiness they feel is not loneliness. It is the absence of feedback. A narcissist's inner world was never self-sustaining. It depended on mirrors, emotional reaction, disruption, and chaos to feel real. When those mirrors stopped reflecting, the silence became unbearable. They were unprepared for your silence. They were not prepared for that. Stillness feels like annihilation to a narcissist. Peace feels like things are being erased from them. That is why chaos appears out of nowhere, like the Tasmanian devil. You may not see him coming, but you may hear them coming. And that could be spun in many different ways, of course. Conflict is not driven by anger. It is driven by grounding. Noise reassures them that the false self is still breathing. What happens if the false self is not breathing anymore? It collapses. There's no more game to play. There's no more questions to question, if that makes sense. What you are feeling, what you are seeing are spot on. Divine collective. Now I'm speaking to you guys. They did everything possible to make you become misguided from your intuition. Now, would that benefit you or would that benefit them? Let's talk about it. If they have successfully or attempted to successfully misguide you away from your intuition, would that have helped you or would that have helped them or benefited them? Look, self, the epitome of self, makes you you, uniquely you. Self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. Look how wealthy this little piglet feels. We're going to take the piglet out. We're going to add you here. So imagine you are in this space right now. Put yourself, take the piglet off and put yourself here. This is where you are sitting. On a big thing of wealth, the wealth of self-love, the wealth of self-worth. Self-value, self-respect. Yeah, you wealthy. And that's something that they cannot take from you because that's something that you were born with innately. That's the truth of you. Protect your riches, the riches of your self-worth, the riches of your self-love, the riches of your self-values, the riches or the wealth, not even riches, the wealth of your self-respect. Protect that. And don't allow anyone to dig in your treasures of self. Nobody. I don't give a damn who it is. Nobody. Somebody can be born on the 11th month or the 11th day. Can be born on November 11th, which will be Veterans Day. Maybe you're a veteran. Thank you for your service if you are a veteran. Something about combat war. Keep trying. They keep trying to destroy your self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. You, self. And you faced your fear. They wanted to break you down, wanted to break the self parts of you down, or everything that make you, you. And you faced that fear. The same parts of you that they were trying to break down and make you afraid, you faced it. You faced many parts of self. And the person that's coming up against you who don't know a flying flick of a fart of themselves, baby, you cannot be pushed. You cannot be moved. I need for y'all to understand this. Divine Collective. You cannot be. You can't. Evolve into your complexity. And there's nothing wrong being a complex person. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That means there's just many layers to you that people would never be able to decipher. Even if they spent their whole lifetime trying to decipher you, they would never know who you truly are. Good. F them. Someone could be born in March. Someone could be 38, born in 83. Abundance. The abundance starts with you, not them. You. It begins and it ends with you. But in order for it to begin with you, you have to face your fear of self. Yes, you do. Yep. It's nothing to be shamed or embarrassed about when it comes to you of self, because it helps you to evolve into your complexity once you realize all of the parts of you that make you you. Self-worth, self-love, self-dignity, self-value, etc. here. And when you have these things here of self, they can't, look, illusion is here. They can't mess with you. They just can't. They cannot. If you even look closely here, there's a harpoon here that is trying to pierce its way through the illusion. So they're coming at you, towards you, with like a shark of a mind, or a mind that's like a shark, or they're trying to eat you alive, or they feel very predatory towards you here. But there's a harpoon here that this shark don't even see, that is finally breaking through the illusion. And sharks get harpooned all the goddamn time. I think that's the shark's, one of the shark's arch nemesis is a harpoon. And here you come with your harpoon, shing. Because they were in this space of this shark, this mindset that they got to eat you before you eat them. And it's like, okay, whatever. Bing. And you harpoon the fuck out of that shark. Now they somewhere mounted up somewhere. Go away, karmic, ill. We have cancer. Leo. Gemini. What the hell they think this is? Baby shark. Cool Carmen Barbara States on YouTube. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do do. Golly, child. That man, we got Virgo. Capricorn. Pisces. Oh man, it's funny. All right, we have Pisces again. Thank y'all for the gifts. Capricorn. Aries. Strong Pisces. Strong Pisces. Libra. Strong Libra, strong Pisces. Aries. Strong Aries too. All right, now we're getting somewhere different. Virgo, I'm going to do 2 more. Thank y'all. Leo. Thank you, Cash. And Virgo. Okay, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you for being here. This is the end of the day for the new year. Some of you guys probably already in the new year or close to it. That makes sense. But thank you so much for being here. You are truly appreciated. Thank you for your immense support. Again, you're appreciated. You came here to this earth to be successful. However success looks like to you. Go out there and be freaking great. Go out there and do something. Be successful. Be wealthy. Change lives. Change your life to help change other people's lives. Come here to do what you came to do, and that is to thrive and be successful. All right. Again, thank you so much. I love you guys. If I don't come back on later, Happy New Year. And I will see you guys next year and on the other side. Take care. Have a good day. Mwah. Thank you, TikTok. Love you guys. You're welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Love, love, love you guys. Take care. See